Alright, so here we are, 2016 Toyota Corolla is the base model. However, we're going to be talking about the suspension. I've had an issue with this vehicle for a couple years. It's 2019 now, so 3 years. 73,000 miles on this thing. Had an issue with the suspension. When I go through, a driveway that, I don't know if you can see this. It's nothing crazy. It's not that bad. But when I turn, and I turn into the, a driveway, anything with a little bit of a bump or a lip, or if I'm going over a speed bump, I get this crazy creaking noise. And, I've heard, bushings being bad, bushing noise, and it just sounds like creaky, moany, groany, whatever it is. A lot of Jeeps get them because they do a lot of rock crawl and all that kind of stuff. So what I tried to do is I looked at the sway bar bushings because I know that moves a lot. So I put some white lithium grease. I've tried penetrating oil, all kinds of different oils, PB Blaster, WD-40. I've done that multiple times to those two sway bar bushings. This time, I decided I'm not gonna play that game, and I'm gonna figure out what this is. I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna figure it out. Did a little bit of forum research. Looks like a lot of guys are replacing their whole control arms. So I got the passenger side control arm right here, and right when I pop this off, the lower ball joint to the control arm over here, all I had to do to confirm this is pull this down. Hear that? It's coming from, two connections, well, three. You got the front one, the rear one, and where it connects to the ball joint. And that creaking noise is exactly what I'm hearing. It's coming from right inside there. So we're gonna take that out. We're gonna grease the hell out of it, both sides, and put it back in. Alright, so here's a bit of an update. I got this entire control arm out, and that was fun. So there's a front cradle that holds all this stuff up in there, and I got that bolt out. I got that one out right there. Actually, this one holds the cradle to the body. This one holds that rear bushing in there, the one that was squeaking, and it's done now. No more squeaking. Once I got it out, the control arm, what I did is I stuck a long 3/8 inch drive extension in the center, and I wiggled it, and it was making the exact same noise that I was getting, while driving. That was killing me. Greased it up, tried it again, and nothing. So the grease is definitely helping. Let's see. So the whole area is pretty well guarded by this little frame piece, but if you look, over here, you might be able to see. I'll show you from this side since this is where I'm at. You can kind of get in there. You can kind of see. I know it's pretty dark right now because I don't have a flashlight on, but essentially what I'm going to do is, I don't know if I can do this. I don't think I really need to pull these out to get the grease in there. So you can take your finger, you got a bunch of grease on there, just like that. Stick it in there, and you're not going to be able to see it, so I need to explain this to you. This bolt goes through the center of, let's say, a metal pin. Around that is a huge bushing. This thing is big, a lot of rubber. There are basically, around the pin, let's say there's a small bushing, and then only, I think it was 2 to 3, I think it's three pieces of rubber around that bushing that goes around the pin, and it goes out just like 3 little extension pieces off the center, and those rubber pieces are then turned into a giant circle rubber bushing on the outside. I mean, this thing is, I don't even know, 3.5 inches in diameter. But the spaces between the center and outer bushing is where you need to put that grease. It's really hard to explain, but if you look up this part, you're going to see what I'm talking about. It's basically 2 bushings in one, the center and the outer, and then there's pieces in the middle, I think 3 of them. So it's kind of like a tri-pattern, and you just need to rub grease all in there. I mean, just giant globs. You know, there's no holding back with this. If you want the squeak, don't do anything about it. If you don't want the squeak, you need to do this. So I'm just finishing it up. Well, and the reason I'm using this brake grease is because this stuff is crazy sticky. You know, you drive around in salt and rain and all that, snow, and this stuff's not going anywhere. Alright. Oh yeah, another reason I was trying to tell you on the other side, I'm trying this out because taking this whole control arm off, this whole cradle I had to drop down a few inches. I had to put a breaker bar between the bottom of the engine and the cradle just to get that bolt out, because that thing comes out, I mean, it's 4 inches long. It's ridiculous. So you can tell the way they engineered this, they wanted the cradle to be dropped. They don't want you doing this at home, so they want to make their money. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off and get a video when I test it out. Alright, so I'm about to go over the bumpiest road that I know of, and we'll see if this thing makes any noise. It's not making any noise other than just the regular road noise, which is good. This road is very uneven, a lot of bumps. It makes the whole car flex a lot. You know, different corners at different times. I'm not getting anything. Some huge potholes up here in a minute. I'll give it away if it's gonna happen. No, still quiet. Yep, that's definitely a wrap. That it definitely solved the issue. I have no more moaning or, you know, bushing, creak, or squeaking or anything like that. I hope this helps you guys. Saves you guys a couple $100, maybe $1,000 or so, depending on how bad the dealership is.